So today, as AMPs, we need to make sure that our prop conforms to our engine. So the way we do that is we're going to have to find the part number and serial number, which is on the back side of this plate here. We're going to take off this plate, maybe take the prop off, and double check that we have the correct serial number, prop number for this engine. The way we do that is we go to the TCDS that we have right here, and we're going to look for our specific airframe type certificate data sheet, which has our serial number right here. And then it will tell us what engine we have on there, which is an O320E2A. That is also marked on the data sheet right here, down in the bottom of the engine. When we get further down on this TCDS, it does show we have certain prop numbers and model numbers that we can use. So right here, it'll say that we are using an M74 Delta Mike. So we're going to take this prop off and see if this is the correct prop for this engine. Nico, would you like to?
Oh, we're rolling.
I'll have to hold the prop for you. There you go. So you just break the bolts loose a little bit first. Let's go on a star pattern and get the other ones broken before we take it all the way out. So because these bolts are torqued down, we have to hold the prop in order for the prop not to rotate as we're taking the bolts off. And then after we've loosened them a little bit, we can use our electric ratchet right here. You should be able to take that spinner plate off, the front spinner plate. Take the whole thing off. All right, so the prop does have dowel pins in the back that holds it in place. And then Nico, if you look on here, where's the prop the model number?
Right there.
Right there, what does it say?
It says 74DM6-0-48.
And then
-0-48.
Does that comply with our prop up there on the TCDS?
Yes, sir. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. All right, so we've now just confirmed that this prop model number is the correct number that is in our TCDS for this specific airframe. They're always going to be towards a specific airframe because we have different limitations for our flight attitudes and for how much thrust we need to use to propel this aircraft into the air. We can put it back on now.
Okay.
I remember we need to get these guys lined up with the face of the propeller right there. So rotate it one more time. There you are. All right. Now it's okay for us to use an electric tool to pull bolts out, but we never want to put them back on with an electric tool. So at first, by hand, we want to thread them in so we can know that we have thread engagement and we're not going to be cross-threading any of our threads. Looks like we're going to have to use that ratchet a little bit, but just don't use the electric part of it, and let's see if we can get them threaded in a little bit. Using an electric tool, we could cross-thread the threads. We could also torque it too much. We don't know what the torque of this wrench is when it's at its final rotation speed, as it's an electric wrench. So this is just ensuring that we don't over-torque our bolts, causing damage to either the prop or to the mounting locations on the prop. This part takes the longest. I don't know if we can, yeah, they're all tight now, aren't they? All right.
While we wait, shout out Southwest, shout out Delta, shout out American, shout out Earl from Southwest.
Future AMP right here.
Has more likes than me, but it's all good.
So we are going to do a star pattern on these bolts. So right now we started off on this bolt, then we go directly to the opposite side. Then we'll come over here, go to the opposite side, come back down here and go to the opposite side right here. So the reason we do the star pattern on a prop is so we have an even distribution of force on all of the 6 different bolts that are mounting to the prop flange. So if we did not verify this prop, say this plane just came to us, I'm a mechanic working on this plane, never seen this plane in my life. I want to make sure that what I'm signing off on this aircraft is going to be airworthy. The FAA mandates that we have all parts conform with airworthiness, excuse me. I'll start that over again. The FAA mandates that we make sure all the parts on an airframe conform with an airworthiness certificate, so like a TCDS. So that's our type certificate data sheet. It tells us that we have the correct parts that the manufacturer and the FAA approved to go onto this certain airframe. So every nut and bolt on an aircraft is going to have a torque spec. On this propeller specifically, we actually have a sticker on here that will tell us what our torque spec is going to be. It's right here on the back next on the hub. The importance of that is so that we're not putting too much pressure on our prop hub where it sandwiches into the flange. If the flange was over torqued, we could have damage to the threads. If the prop was over torqued, we could have damage to the hub on the prop. That's very particular in wooden props like we have behind us over there, where you don't want to compress the wood and damage the laminate that's in the wood. On the aluminum one, you can get away with it a little bit, but we're not trying to do any damage to that. If we didn't have a sticker here telling us what our torque value is, which is 23 to 25 foot-pounds, what we can also reference is manufacturer data. So right here on the Cessnich propeller, which is what we have, is Cessnich propeller, we have our installation data sheet from Cessnich. You can scroll all the way down, and it says if you have a 3/8 inch shank of a bolt, you can use 23 to 25 foot-pounds of torque to apply torque to these bolts. So in this case, I'm going to grab my digital torque wrench, preset to 24 foot-pounds, and we're going to go in a star pattern again to tighten these bolts. You want to make sure it's a consistent rotation. When I hear that beep sound, go steady, and we see a red flashing light, we know that we have the correct amount of torque on that bolt. Again, a nice, steady rotation. Again, we're going to go in a star pattern, so I started up here on top, going down, going one over. One last thing I like to do after I've just torqued all the bolts down is go over that same pattern one more time. That's going to make sure that we didn't lose any torque on one side of the prop when we were torquing down the other side. So that's pretty nice and tight. Again, it's nice and tight. This is just to ensure that we torque down the prop just in the right amount on every bolt. Perfect. So after we're done with that, then we are going to safety wire our bolts. The common rule for safety wire, if you didn't have it explained to you in the maintenance manual or in the propeller manual, we're going to look for the largest diameter, which in this case, 41 thousandths. And we're going to see how easily it passes through the hole. That passes pretty easily. So we're going to be using 41 thousandths diameter to safety wire all these bolts together. Most cases, we like to just do the two bolts right next to each other. Some cases, you can go all the way through and do one long wire, but it does require a lot of skill, and it's easy to mess up on it. So again, my name is Dan with Thrust Institute of Maintenance. Hopefully this gave you a little bit of knowledge on conformity of props for our Piper Cherokee behind me. Hopefully if you liked it, you could subscribe and like and give a comment. If you're interested in becoming a mechanic, feel free to contact our team.